Hey, good morning. Happy coffee talk. It's Friday. You didn't know you were going to get a Friday song at the beginning of coffee talk. So, this morning, I am drinking the last cup of my Sensibus coffee, sadly. But it was delicious. It's kind of like, I kind of like coffee is like wine to me, where you can enjoy the actual like bag of coffee and talk about it and think about it, where it came and from and all that good stuff. But then when it's gone, it's like, it's not necessarily like you have to get more immediately, because then it would just not be quite as special. You want to like return to it later, but it not necessarily have like endless. I know zero point 0.0 things about wine, and but one of the things that I have learned or been told is that's kind of how you enjoy bottles of wine. It's not necessarily like, can you have the same wine on repeat all the time? It's more about like enjoying the bottle. Where did it come from? Like, what does it taste like? The people you're with, like that experience of that bottle of wine. I kind of love it. And so I've adapted that to coffee. And my mug this morning is nothing special. It is my robin egg. I feel like this is like a dollar store mug. P.S. Dollar store has excellent glassware and mugs sometimes. So if you are ever like in a situation where you need like, 8 new glasses, like don't go to Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going to be like tons of money. Go to the dollar store. They have excellent glassware, like for your kitchen, especially if you're like stocking up like, an Airbnb, or like you want stuff that you might not necessarily care about if it gets messed up or something like that. They hook it up. So this mug looks like it's from the dollar store, and I bet that it is. Coffee talk message this morning. Man, I saw a post my friend Mike made yesterday, Mike Milner, and it was about coaching, and it was about, having a coach and how it helps you be successful. And then it was like, but at the end of the day, that's not the thing. And it was so true. And I thought I would give you some insight into this because I use a coach. So I think, I don't know if everybody knows this, but, I've been coaching inside the fitness space. So like something in fitness or exercise or nutrition for going on 8 years now. I would guess I would consider myself a professional, like credentialed, all of those things. 8 years. And I personally right now have 2 coaches in that genre. I personally have a coach who does my weightlifting programming, like my strength work. And she writes me 5 days a week of programming that I do. And then I have a nutrition coach. An accountability coach is really what she is. She and I talk, and she helps me see me outside of myself, like not buried in all the things that I'm swirling around doing, but helps me set goals. It helps me work towards them, gives me accountability, all that good stuff. And you might say to yourself, Chrissy, you have been coaching for 8 years as a professional. Why do you want or need a coach? Well, it's very helpful. It's helpful to have a coach. It helps me be successful. It's a support system that I want. It's a support system that I feel like I use and I benefit from. It doesn't matter that I know the things. It matters. It's that is not the defining characteristic on whether or not I follow through and do something. Is not about if I know something. Knowing something can be like a really important first step, but that doesn't distinguish whether or not I'm going to do it. But here's the biggest catch of all. Like, just because I pay somebody money to be my nutrition coach or accountability, just because I pay somebody money to write me strength programming, that does not matter. The paying the money to have that person there is not what actually is the last most important step. The most important step is ownership over the journey. It's the fact that I want an outcome and I am willing to work for it. And I put in place some support and some help so that I can get there. I have a plan. I have somebody who is ready to help and give me direction and give me accountability, but that is not enough. I have to own it. I have to own my own journey. No coach is going to do it for me. No amount of money that I pay is going to do it for me. It doesn't matter if a coach costs $50 or $2,000 or $20,000. It doesn't matter. If you just pay the money and you don't have ownership over your journey, it doesn't matter. You have to own the outcome. And it doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean, well, I have ownership, so I'm going to show up 5 days a week perfectly. In fact, I rarely, for either of those coaches, show up perfectly. In fact, this past week, I've only done 2 out of the 5 pieces of like workouts that I'm supposed to do. I'm going to get some done this weekend, but they're not perfect. I had to change them. I had to adapt them. My body felt tired. I knew I needed to like make some adjustments. Ownership even over that. I could have looked at it and said, she wrote something too hard, not doing it. Nope, that's not ownership. I have a responsibility to play. I have the primary responsibility to play in the outcome that I want. And if I want to get stronger, I want to feel stronger. I want to be able to do more with my body. That's my goal. That's why I hired the coach and pay her money. Pay her $250 a month to write me programming for workouts. It matters to me. That's a good investment for me because I get the return of having her provide the structure, but at the end of the day, it's the ownership over the entire process. It's ownership from acknowledging the fact that there's a gap between what you want and where you are. That's like step 1. Being honest about it. Yep, I am not where I want to be. Step 2. Would I benefit from having some support and help? Yes. Am I willing to invest in that? Yes. That's not enough. Step 3. Am I owning the journey? Am I going to do my part and follow through the best that I can? Not perfect, not exactly, the way that maybe I planned in my head, but am I going to do my part and show up the best that I can and own the journey? Am I going to plug in and tell her, hey, I only got 2 sessions done this week, even though it doesn't feel good. I wish I would have got 5 done. Nope, I only got 2 done, and tell her that. That way she can make adjustments and help me next week. Maybe I need to make adjustments to my schedule so that I can be successful with next week. It's not pass fail. It's not like, oh, I didn't do 2, or I didn't do all 5, I'm wasting my money. No, I only did 2 because that's what my life allowed this week in my body. So what adjustments do I need to make so that next week I can do 4? And then the following week I can do 5. And then I can do it consistently. And then we can have a conversation about what my body actually needs and how to build on it. That is ownership. And I feel like in the coaching space or in fitness and nutrition, there's just not enough discussion about this because for the most part, it's just like, will you sign up for the thing? Or will you take that first step of like, yeah, I need help, I'm signing up. That's fine. And that's great. But it's also like, are you invested in the outcome that you want? Are you the captain of the ship? And the coach or the program is the support role. You, at the end of the day, drive the train. And as soon as you put that hat on, and I can see it when it happens. It's one of my favorite things in coaching, actually. Because when someone goes from that place of like, it all has to be done for me, it all has to like make sense in my life. It has to fit in my budget. It has to fit in my perfect time. It has to be written exactly for me or I'm not going to do it. And they have to know everything. When a person goes from that to, I'm going to make it happen no matter what, I can see it instantly. Ownership over the journey. It's like, what do I need to do? All right, I'm in. Okay, I got this stuff and it didn't work out perfect, but I showed up. Oh, I kept showing up. I asked for help. I figured it out. I was supposed to go to the gym. Gym was closed. Instead, I grabbed a dumbbell. I went to the park with my kids and I got something done. How about that, coach? That's ownership. That makes me so happy. And when you have that, you become unstoppable. Because all the tools, all of the resources, all of the fancy things, it doesn't matter. Simple, fancy, group, one-on-one. There's so many flavors of what can be really helpful, but at the end of the day, your ownership over your journey is what matters the most. This is one of my favorite topics. So I'm not going to continue for coffee talk on this, but I do want to continue with you. So if this is something that you struggle with, I want to make an invitation to you, which is just to send me a DM. We can do a phone call. I'm not going to try to sell you on anything. I just want to help you. And so if I can help you, not just pick the thing that's the next step for you, which is fine, but take ownership over your journey. If we can have a conversation that helps you take ownership, I'm in, because that light switch is the one that's going to carry you to where you want to be. And so shoot me a DM. It's an open invitation. Let's have a conversation about it. And I can't wait to see you put that hat on. I can't wait. So that's my coffee talk message for this morning. Own it. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me every morning on Coffee Talk. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate it so much. If you like Coffee Talk, do me a huge favor and share it with somebody you think would enjoy it. Don't have any sponsors or anything for this podcast. And so the only way people find out about it is if you tell them. And so if you enjoy this, if you get some value out of this, then do me a favor and share it with someone who you think would enjoy it too. And if you are listening on the podcast and are not in our Facebook group, I want you to go to Facebook. I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook either. So this is an exception. The only place that I hang out on Facebook is my Facebook group because it's amazing. So go to fitme free intro. You can join that group. We will show you how to get started for free, making those diet-free, sustainable changes that help you take better care of yourself, eat better, move more, have a better relationship with food in your body. We show you how to do that in there for free, and you can kind of get an idea of what FitMe is about. And then if you want to learn more about what we do, we can show you what our programs are in there. But either way, there's so much to learn, and what an incredible community that is in there waiting for you. So Fit Me Free Intro on Facebook. So I will talk to you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful day. Bye.